Hey everyone, welcome to another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena, and we will be furthering our journey today, adding some more tangles to our Tangle kitty. We have been learning tangles issued by CZTs all over and have added quite a few tangles by now to our Tangle collection. And today we will be learning a tangle called Eofer. It's a tangle by CZT Iris Head, beautiful floral tangle. I'm sorry. And very easy to draw and nowadays being used quite often in Zentangle practice. So let me first show you how to draw the basic tangle and then we will draw a tile together. So the basic tangles start with this stem kind of a shape. It's almost like the way we draw cuboid, a little wider head and a normal stem. And then you just have to add some petal shapes like these. 3, 4, 6, as many as you want, and then a nice line like this, something dividing the petal. Yeah, not half exactly, but yes, you can draw it in between also. I'll show you again. I have drawn a stem, added a head, and then I'm going to add these nice beautiful petal shapes. You want to add 3, you want to add 4, as many as you want. You can add a nice dash here and then draw these lines, kind of dividing the petal. Yeah, beautiful tangle to draw, simple tangle. So generally these divisions that we created, we shade on one side of these petals. That's why we created these divisions. It looks nice to shade that way. But again, it is an option. You can always shade it differently. Yeah. Some lines here look nice, and then just blend the graphite, so gives a nice high and low. The leaves kind of look folded if you shade it this way. Yeah, so that's the Tangle Eofer. If you want to add something, you can always play around, add one more layer of aura, anything you wish to. Yeah, so let's draw a tile, simple tile today using this tangle and a few more tangles to go along. So I have a Zendala in front of me and I'm now going to add a nice border with my pencil. Slowly take deep breaths, relax yourself, relax your body, stretch your body, sit in a comfortable position with adequate lighting. Yeah, so I'm now going to start right away. So what I'm going to do is use this part of my tile and add a nice heart shape, heart string. Yeah, so this part is one side of the heart and then going down and then adding the other side, something like this. Yeah, so let's ink it. So I'm going to probably take a cue from there but not exactly going by the pencil that I added, and then yeah, that's a heart, and then I'm going to ink my border also. I want the string to show. I want my border to show here, so I'm going to ink it like this. Yeah, so let's now start with our tangle. Inside, I'm starting first with a tangle called Bronx Cheer Flower. Right, so I'm going to place a Bronx Cheer flower to start with. So this is a normal flower. Yeah, and now I'm going to just build on it, add more petal shapes. You can add some bit of inking here and there in between, and then I will add more. Yeah, so it is kind of inspired from the Bronx chair, but not exactly. Doesn't really involve inking much. It's drawn in such a fashion. You can diminish the size of the petals as you increase the size of your flower. Some bit of inking here and there adds to the look of this tangle. Yeah, so I'm now straight away going to start with my tangle for the day, Eofer. Yeah, the stem, the beautiful petal shape. So I'm going to start with 3 of them like this. If you want, you can add one more. No hard and fast rules there. Yeah, again I'm going to add one more. So just add a little head at the end, just like we do for Kyobog, and then add some more petal shapes. You can draw behind, yes, so not necessary that you have to draw the entire petals. Again, starting with the third one, adding a bigger one here, add nice petal shapes like these, and then again add those nice fragile lines running through, kind of bifurcating your leaf. You can always add some bit of etching here. It will add to the look. Yeah, I'm going to place one more Bronx chair flower here. Draw it in exactly the same way. You can always add some other tangle. So many flower tangles, so many floral tangles. You can add leaves since we have flowers here, right? So go with what you feel like at this point of time, or you can follow along, entirely your choice. Bronx chair flower, simple to draw. Probably we'll add one more layer like this. Yeah, and then probably one more coming out of, I don't know how to place it. Yeah, probably here. Yeah, so some bit of drawing behind there. We'll have to do that. So spaces are small. So drawing behind is always a good idea. Yeah, so that was one more. Now we can add some Bronx cheers also, right? So that will add a little bit of drama inside, or you can draw any other tangle. So probably I'm going to add some Bronx cheers the way it is originally drawn. These black grapes add instant drama to your tile. You can place it anywhere you wish to. Probably I'll place some here. Take your time. So I'm adding an orb. I'm filling it in, but I'm not filling it completely. It's kind of filled improperly. Yeah, so I have a gap there. I have some bands which are empty so that I can, differentiate between the various orbs. So that's the way you fill it purposely so that the orbs look discrete. Yeah, so I will draw one hidden one here. And some bronze chairs here. So here it can be, I think, hanging from a stem also, since we have spaces here. Take your time. See the drama that this simple tangle adds to your tile. Yeah, so if you want, you can add some hidden bronze chair flowers here. Again, that's an option. Yeah, so I think I'm going to stop here. We'll see if we want to add something else, probably very fragile fescues. Always look nice, very flowy. You can just add them anywhere you wish to. You don't really have to think how, what, where. Yeah. So that's our heart. I'm now going to start with the next angle. So let's add a very close aura first. Close, almost touching the first string. Right? So once we are done with that, let's now start with a simple tangle called jongle. So I'm going to now divide and draw the jongle grid. A slight curve to the line will help me add that dimension. Slowly take your time. Divide the rest of the space into sections to create the jongle grid. Yeah, so next is to add that zigzag. So I'm starting from here, come down. So probably we will take few of the columns at a time. That will be better. Yeah. And then I'm going to again take 3 more. So the lines have to be running parallel to each other when you're drawing the grid. They are zigzag lines, but lines in one column are running parallel to each other. Yeah. Again, next 3 rows, let us take next 3 columns, I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's the jongle grid. I'm doing this because I'm drawing it in a curve, right? So it will be better if you draw it in such a way, otherwise you may mess up with the grid. So take 2 or 3 columns at a time. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Next, of course, is inking. Yeah. So let's get started. alternate spaces just like the way we do for Knight's Bridge. Many more tangles. Yeah, so just take your time. Ink alternate spaces slowly the way we do for jongle. If you want the white spaces to be filled, you can add something inside there. We'll see if you want to do that. But inking will add that drama. Yeah, so I always prefer to ink. Yeah, so moving on to the next. Take your time, slowly go to each column. And ink. Yeah, so I'll do that at my own pace. You take your own time. You can always pause the video. Yeah. So I'm almost finishing with my inking here. A few more sections left. Make sure you ink nicely. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry to ink. See the drama that it adds to your tile. Enjoy that drama. Yeah, I think last one here. Yeah, that's it. So do have a look. If there are empty spaces, go back, fill it in. Yeah. Let's now move on to shading our tile. Yeah. So Eofer, I'm just going to add some bit of graphite here and on one side, the smaller side. Or the section which is smaller. You can also draw this line in between running through. That's perfectly fine. Just maintain the beautiful shape of the petals. That's what gives it the look. Yeah. So let's blend this first. Really fragile looking tangle. Again, soft touches there. Don't blend too much. Yeah. Moving on next to our Bronx cheer flower. So I'm going to darken one side. and then pull it away, leaving the edges a little darker. You can add as many as you wish to. So the Bronx pear flowers, cheers flower, looks nice shaded this way. So that's generally the way I shade it. Yeah, not much required to be done on these Bronx cheers, right? So let us now add a thick graphite inside here, and we may redo it with our color pencil, watercolor pencil also, because again I want depth inside. Yeah, let's see how much can we do with our pencil here. If required, we can always go back and use our watercolor. So just blend, pull it away from edges, the graphite. Yeah, so one or two fescues more will be a good idea. Some bit of etching there. Yeah, so let's see, we'll add watercolor later. Let's first shade our jungle. So I'm going to add on the white sections of the grid line. Take your time. Yeah, so let us blend first. You can shade the way you wish to. No hard and fast rules there. Yeah. So now let us highlight the other side of the line like this. So now I'm moving on to the blacks. Graphite we added on the whites, and the chalk we are adding on the black. Like this. Yeah, just touch it a little, soften it. Yeah, so now the inside section, I am going to add my watercolor pencil. Yeah, so this is my gray watercolor pencil which I use pretty often, and I'm going to add a layer inside my heart. So I'm totally disregarding the tangling inside now. I'm trying to highlight the heart string. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it like this on this side, but I'm going to add thick graphite here. Yeah, just a slight touch there, not much. Let us now blend. So if you have your brush pen, just use it and blend the watercolor carefully. So I'm not spreading it too much, keeping it to the edges. Just blending it a little. Pulling it away a little. To add that depth to the heart. Yeah, so now you can see the heart is highlighted. Just make sure it's not patchy and you blend it nicely. A little touch here, not much. Yeah, so we have highlighted our heart. You can always redo the outer aura. Always a good idea to revisit certain lines after you have added whatever you wanted to. We'll add that extra prominence. You can always use your jelly roll if you think you need to highlight the aura. Yeah, small little hacks there. Yeah, last but not the least, some embellishments here and there. Yes, always a good idea. They come very handy and they add a lot to your tile. That's it. I think we are done. Yeah. So let us close our tile here. Put in your chop sitting somewhere on your tile. Probably here. Sign and date your tile. Today is 1st of March 23. Yeah, so that's about it. So do try out this tangle. If you want, you can play around with it. Simple things that you can do. For example, you can add weight to one side of the petal. Yeah, so you can do that. It will definitely add more prominence to your tangle, right? So just first practice the basic tangle and then you can play around. Small little things will definitely add to the look. Small weights here and there. Yeah, that's about it. I shall see you again. My Bronx cheers. Waiting for some chalk there. Need some bit of highlights. I shall see you again. Bye bye. Take care.